Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, or to the channel if you're new. At the beginning of each month I do a shop my stash video. I kind of show you all the books that I fancy colouring in that month, and I ask you guys to vote on which book you'd prefer to see the Let's Colour in. And this month the winner of the vote was Mythographic Dream Garden by Fabiana Attanasio. So I've had a bit of a rummage of this new book and I've decided on this cute little page. So we've got some flowers, and the back of this, I'm assuming she's a pretty lady. We don't know any different, so I would imagine so. Everybody's pretty in their own way, aren't they? So I'm going to go with yes. And this is the page we're going to do. Not sure about this fork in the middle. We will see. Haven't decided. There's a few different ways of tackling these. I've watched Erica's, who would be Elm Colours channel, and watched how she whites out these lines. There's a very informative video showing you how she whites them out and then draws the underlying picture back in. So there's that version. I've heard a few people say that they kind of colour them in gold or silver, so that they literally just look like a separate part of the page, almost superimposed on top, which I'm kind of considering that, but then wondering what kind of weird things are going to be in there. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Or I've also seen, I do believe it was Johanna over on Jojosa Hannah's channel, and she just kind of ignores them. So if this is a background and you've got this weird little doll, she just colours it into the background and just lets the lines kind of sink into the page and just totally pretends that they're not there. So I haven't totally decided which one of the numerous different ways to tackle them I'm going to go with, but as always, we will work that out as we go along. So I've gone with my Brutfuner squares, shock horror. Obviously I do try and pick something that, you know, try and change them up, try and pick things that I know are pretty popular so that you've probably already got them. But as always, I'm going to start with the greenery. And I've literally got a dark, medium and a light green. So if you don't have the Brutfuner, just grab a dark, medium and a light green. It really doesn't matter. They're all going to do the same thing in the end. I've picked 079, 082 and 057, and I've gone with kind of an aqua green for my light tone. So that would be the main thing I would say if you're picking your set. Maybe kind of a sea green there. A nice blend I think that'll give us. So yeah, let's just start, or I'll just be here staring at pages all day, won't I? So essentially, as always, these will be my greens for the page, and I will just take different leaves and I will just, you know, change it up basically. So we'll do this one first. I'm going to, for this kind of leaf, I'm going to give it a dark centre. I just basically just do whatever I want with them and make them all slightly different but using the same colours that I've picked out. I'm thinking actually as well we might add this brownie green in. I think that might be nice. 119, so essentially a brown green. I've been very organised and not sharpened my pencil, so I'll sort that out now. And I think I might put that dark green right in the middle there. Right along the centre, so I've got it's kind of a browny yellowy green, if I'm being honest. That's what you need. You need a browny yellowy green in whatever you're using. Shall we zoom in a little bit, and then of course I'll forget later that I'm zoomed in and then colour off camera, but never mind. Right, dark along the middle, and then as always, as we come out, I'm releasing my pressure. I'm laying a little bit less colour so that my next colour will blend to that without any harsh lines. And then I'm just going to pop some of this 119, this greeny browny yellow in the middle. Might add a little bit of that coming out where these veins are. And then I've got this mid-tone green. In my set it's the 082. Do I have a brush? I do. Why am I using my fingers when I've actually remembered to bring my brush? I don't know. My dogs are going to go mad because there's somebody at the door. Right, so I'm now taking that medium green tone. So I'm bringing that almost all the way to the edge, and again as I get to the edge just releasing my pressure so there's not going to be a harsh line. And then I'm taking this, you can tell this is one of my favourites because it's half a pencil, 057, this aqua green, quite a pale version, and I'm just gonna bring that all the way around the edge. And I will bring it in a little bit, I'll use that to finish my layers off, burnish that in a little bit. And that is how I'm going to tackle all of these. So I'm just going to show you one of each kind, because once you've done one, you know, sit and watch the telly, bit of colour tube, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So we've then got this kind, and I think for this one I'm going to start with this, you know, browny greeny yellow. I'm going to bring that into the middle of those leaves. It's almost golden. We can't be saying that. Can't be saying browny, greeny, yellowy gold. Be here all day. Right, do a few with you because they're little. Let's see, what colour do we want for this one? So I'm going to leave my darkest tone out this time. I'm going to go with this medium green, 082. And I don't want to actually go over that goldy green tone. I'm going to come kind of in the middle. I'm going to overlap it a little bit. That's why I'd kind of released my pressure on the edge so I don't have a harsh line. Same on the outside edge. And I'm just going to pop this in the middle. I don't want to make that greeny gold centre green, if that makes sense. We'll leave it the colour it is. In a minute I'll add some layers on, but I want it to have that distinct colour. And then I'm going to pop my palest aqua colour along the edge and bring that into the middle as well. And then again with this greeny gold, just going to build that up a little bit. These are oil pencils, so obviously you layer more than you blend. You add your layers on. And Winston's arrived, so you will now hear my dog. The snuffling and snorting begins as he checks you guys are behaving yourselves and don't have food or anything he wants. If you want to live your life without silence ever again, I would definitely advise a French bulldog. And he's off. Oh, he's hunting shadows. What can you do? Right, I think I want a bit more of that medium green. Just working this up now until it looks kind of fluid and no edges to it and the kind of colour I want. Yeah, they'll look a bit weird when this is all you've got on the page. Once you build your page up, they'll look a bit better. Because they blend in. Right, you've then got this kind of fern looking, almost like pine needles. And for this, I'm just going to go in with the dark green. No browny, greeny, goldy, whatever. And I'm going to bring that... I don't even know what my dog's doing now. Not sure he does either. I'm going to bring that darkish green in from the middle and then fade that out. I'll just do a few, same again. Right, we'll then take this medium, the 082, and I'm going to go over that middle, and again we will fade that off into nothing, so my pale colour will go on the edge. As always, the minute I sit down, my stomach's rumbling now. So, I don't feel like this is dark enough for what I want, but I don't think I really have a darker green than that. So, I'm going to take my black. I don't usually do that, but you know, if I don't have a darker colour in it, then there's not a lot we can do about it. So black it is, and I'm just going to add a little bit of black to darken the green along the inside edge. Might add a bit of shadowing just under these leaves here. Just a little. Start to give ourselves some depth. As always, darker and then fade it off into nothing. I haven't used these Brutfuners in my mythographic books before. I'll be honest, I have a lot of the mythographics and I love them. I love the pages, but I haven't done a whole lot of pages. I mean, you can see why my collection's ridiculous, and I kind of end up doing the pages you've requested, so I don't always get round to them, but yeah, they are working quite nicely in this. So that's 3 different kind of leaves. That should be enough for you to work from there. And for the stalks, I always do the same thing. I take my darkest colour, I put it one end, fade it out, both branches, fade it to nothing, and then I will have this head here as well, fade it to nothing, and then we'll just work this out, follow it back. I take the other end where it disappears in here, add the dark, and then fade that to nothing. Track this back. This would be this leaf, but I think this here is part of this, so I'm also going to extend that in here as well. And then I'll take that medium green, that 082, pop that over here. Not going to be too light under there because obviously it's underneath her, behind her. Because to be honest, I think it's tricky to tell, but we're assuming she's in the water. You know, what else would these be? These little kind of splash effects. You kind of assume that these flowers are maybe under the water sort of thing. Might not be, but who knows. I don't think that's really how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to add the splashes in colour. But if you did want to, all you'd really do is probably mute your colours a little bit. Just lighten them up, less dark, so you give that washed out appearance of being underneath something if you want. And then I'm going to go with that lighter screen, the 057, and we're just working our way inwards, getting lighter and lighter into that middle. And then again, because I don't really feel that's dark enough, I'm going to add that 028, and I'm just going to pop it on the edges, fade it to nothing, just darken up those corners there. Same again. I will be 1 second. Okay, let's move on to some interesting stuff and tackle a few flowers. I will, of course, as always, have the book in the description box below, and the pencils, the pencil colours I have used in case you do want to use the same, but like I say, it's up to you. I'm thinking we're going to go orange, and I can't quite decide. I'm thinking maybe a mauvey pink. No, I'm going to go kind of a baby pink. And I might add a bit of red to this orangey mix, because why not? For my flowers. Again, obviously in the aid of not adding too much colour to my page, I'm going to pretty much stick with just different versions of these colours and just mix them up a little bit. So let's start with this guy down here. Let's go with, I'm thinking pink. Pink maybe? Yeah, let's do pink. Sharpen our pencils. So I've got, you know, kind of a warm bubblegum pink and this very pale. It's maybe a bit of a salmony pink really. So that is 070 and 071 in the Brutfuner squares. And I'm just going to pop that colour 070 in the middle of there and fade that into nothing. I'm thinking maybe my silky gel crayon background, because to be honest that's just about the only background I ever do, and I might just I might use a Posca pen on these splashes, just colour them over. Unless we white them out. Should we white them out? Almost like white paint over the top. I might do that actually. I mean, it's probably still be, I could still use a white Posca pen, but you know what I mean. Maybe white these splashes out like they're not there. So I'm going to go in with that 071 now. I'm going to work that up a little bit further, but I am going to leave my ends white. Just fancy it. I want all these flowers to be quite dainty, quite pale and pretty, so we would do that all the way around. And then in the centre I would work that darker pink. I'm going to really lay that down around the edge, a good rich colour, and then fade it out a little bit. As we come further in. I'm really sorry you can hear my husband cackling away downstairs. I've asked him twice, but he's got his headphones on, so he doesn't realise how obnoxiously loud he is. And then I'm just bringing that paler tone, that 071, all the way in. And then we have the darker tone around the outside. Do we want to, I might just add, I might regret this, but a tiny bit of this 009, so just a little bit of a red edge, just want that a little bit more pronounced, only a tiny bit. There we go. That's going to be that one. That should be enough. Just rinse and repeat all the way around. And then we'll just work our way along. So we've got these interesting little berry looking flowers here. So I think for this we'll do the 009, the reddish colour, and I'm gonna pop that around the edge there. And along these lines that are drawn in here, and just around the top. As always, just fade it out for your next colour. Almost leaving little circles to the centre. I'm going to bring this orange in, this 091. I'm going to bring that a little bit further in. They're sticking a little bit on the page, some of these colours, so I'd definitely be gentle with your layers. And then I'm going to go in with this quite a pale orange 013. I'm going to pop that in the middle of there. And then, as always, we'll go back in with that 009. Now we like what we've got, we can commit, build it up a little bit, add some layers. Gently in the middle, so the orange will still go over. And then that orange. Can't see my screen. A little bit more of that red. And then the same sort of thing as that green. I want some of the black, 028. I'm just going to very, very carefully add that in along this edge. Just to add almost still a bit of texture. And a tiny bit in here as well. Just makes it look a little bit more lifelike. And then for the base, we'll pop a little bit of that red in the middle. And then bring that orange out from there. Coming outwards from the centre with it, because they won't move that much, but it will drag that red outwards a little bit so that it looks just right. And then just to finish that off, we'll go with that dark green we had, that 079, and we'll just fill in these tiny little leaves on the base of these. And that would be that one for me. So let's see, let's go for another one a little bit different. We have these guys here. And I think we'll take that reddish orangish blend again. And I'm going to pop the red just kind of where they've put their lines. A bit like that. See, stomach's rumbling like mad. Honestly, it's definitely time for my lunch. Right, so sound like I'm starving. It's definitely not the case. I could stand to miss a meal and still survive. Right, that's that. Do I want to add the orange? I don't think I'm going to add any orange to this one. So for this one, I'm going to take this kind of, I don't know, salmon orangey colour, 013, and I'm going to bring that out from that reddy colour. And let's see, so yeah, we'll bring that out from there, and then I'm going to take it all the way to the edge, this one, because it's quite pale anyway, and then we're going to pop our red a little bit deeper now, to look like little spikes of red just coming outwards from that centre. I'm going to colour all these almost berry looking stamens in the middle in that red, just a blot red, and then again I'm going to take my black and I'm going to add a little bit of black to all the way further in, so I'm not extending it out like I did that red, just a little bit on the inside there, and I'm just going to kind of swirl it into this red a little bit around one side and the bottom, just to make that darker. Just there. And again, I'm going to bring that out a little bit. This black is reflecting my mood, I think. I'm feeling this, a very sombre, dark, dreary page. Your colouring definitely reflects your mood, doesn't it? And that would be my petals for that, I think. So I would then just kind of build my cream layer up, going the way of the petal, so I'm not smearing that pink side to side. And Again, just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Right, that is that. We've got slightly different leaves in here again, just here. So for that, they're only little. I'm going to take my darkest green, that 079. I'm going to pop that in the bottom and fade it out. And for this one, I'm going to take my creamy orange colour, 013. And just for a bit of a change, I'm going to pop that along the edge of that green. Oops, forgot a bit of green there. So we're green to kind of a very pale orangey salmony colour there. I'm probably going to do all those before, because I'll come back to the page and I'll have forgotten what I did. Otherwise, I'm going to need to finish this to do part 2 with you. There we go. I think the ink's moving a little bit, maybe. Might not be, that might be me. Right, so that is that. What shall we do next? Shall we go with, I'm going to go with this one, and this essentially I would pretty much use just for all of these exactly the same, all the way around. This one and this dual layered one, you just do exactly the same really. So for this time, I think we'll go rather orange, so I'm going to go with this 091, and I'm going to bring that out from the bottom. And up from the end. As always, fade it out. Same again. Out from the bottom. And up from the end. And then we'll take this pale peachy colour 013, and I'm going to pop that over and bring it further in. I'm still going to leave a bit of a white band, so I'm going to bring that over and further in, blend it into nothing, and we've essentially just got this little white strip along the middle. And we would do that all the way around. I'm going to take that orange and I'm going to colour over the stamens in the middle. And then I'm going to take that red, 009, I'm just going to bring that around the bottom. Basically a C shape. Or a U, I suppose, if it's that way around, isn't it? It's a U, not a C if it's on its bum. And a tiny bit of black. So essentially black to red to orange. and I would do that all the way around. The only difference is where it's curled up on itself, I would put my orange in the sides, and I'd probably leave the middle just a little bit white this time, so up on the sides orange, and fade that out to being white. And yeah, same for all the others. So we've got these little daisy looking things here. I'm going to do them a bit like, is it a gerbera? Can't remember. When they look like daisies but they're pink. Whatever that is, I'm going to do one of them. So I'm actually going to take my red and my pink and the pale pink this time. So I'm going to use this bubblegum pink, this 070. I'm going to pop that from the middle and fade it down and out. Let that disappear to nothing. In fact, I don't think I'm going to need my pale pink colour. I think I'm just going to use this colour to fade it out. I'm even on shot. Let's come down a bit. So again, I'm just going to colour that pink and then fade it out to nothing. Just laying a load of layers down basically, and then bringing that out to just a couple of layers just to speed it up and cheat it, because I'm a lazy colourist. 009 this red, and I just want to pop that. Now I've popped a load of layers down, it should take a bit less colour so it won't go as crazy. I'm just going to pop that bit of red along the inside for some depth in the middle, just like that. And then I probably will take this really pale pink, this 071, so just a really, really pale pink you need, like a candy floss, and I'm going to pop that on here in the middle, and then a tiny bit of that bubblegum pink to one side of that. Again, rinse and repeat, same for this one. I'd still do my dark in the middle, fade it out to nothing. The only difference is for where it curves back on itself, I'd pop that bit of red, so it's a bit almost like the underside of the flower is darker. I'd bring it out from the outside edges, fade it to nothing, and then take that really pale pink and just pop that in the middle. And then, because you'll lose your colour a little bit, and a couple of layers of that red on the edges, like that. So that the back of the flower is darker than the front, and I'd do all these the same, like that. Just blend that out a little bit better. I've got a harsh little line going on there, that won't do. Okay. So, let's tackle this dude here. Colour do we want you to be? It's quite a large piece, and we've got kind of pink down and around in here, this reddy orange here, bit of yellowy orange. Right, we've not got a lot of this just like kind of pale orange kind of colour going on, so we'll do that. I'm going to go with my orange and my, whatever this is, peach, very pale peach. So 091 and 013. I'm going to start with my orange colour in the base, add a bit of shadow from this petal here, and this one here, and And then I'm just gonna, same thing, I'm gonna blend that out to nothing. And I'm gonna do the same from the bottom, bit of darker orange, blended into nothing. And I'm going to take this pale peach 013, I'm going to lay that over the edge of this and blend that into nothing again. And again, I'm going to leave a white strip to these, I think. Why not? Very, very pale. And I might add a tiny bit of black, very lightly, just in the base. You've got to be careful, orange and black, they're not going to go very well. So just where my shadow is there, for just a little bit of depth there. So we rinse and repeat. We pop our dark orange in the base, a bit darker underneath this petal, a bit at the end, fade that to nothing, and same here. And then we take our very pale peach and just work that in a little bit more and let it fade to white. I'd do the same here, to be honest. I'd do my dark orange, fade it to nothing, same at the top, fade it out. And just because they're smaller, I wouldn't put as much of this down. I'd go more over the top of that orange and just blend it out into nothing. So again, the middle is just kind of clear. And rinse and repeat all the way around. Have we covered? I think we've covered more. Okay, we've got these weird little looking things here. Let's do these as well. I think we're going to go back to our ready pink blend, and we're going to pop. We're going to do the same as with the orange. So we're going to pop our dark pink on the end, blend that to nothing. Same in here, and again, either that or my stomach's not agreeing with something I ate earlier, I'm not sure. And then this peachy colour, this 071, not the peach, this is the very pale pink, I'm lying. And just bring that in, and again I'm just leaving that little bit of white highlight almost. And then I might just take a little bit of that red to the very base of these, just for some depth, only a little. Just that tiny bit of extra colour. The middle of these, I'm just thinking, I'm gonna make it red. Nice and simple today, everyone. Nice and simple. Let's add a little bit of black to that. Same again, just a bit of depth, kind of around the bottom in a U shape. Just to add something to that. Right, I want to have done a little bit of everything for you, so that just realised something. So this flower here actually has these massive petals coming out from this centre piece. So we will deal with one of those. And in essence, I would do that the same as this one. So I'm going to take my red colour, my 099, and I'm going to pop that, pop you on screen, I'm going to pop that in here, just a little bit. Fade it out. And then I'm going to take that pink, that 070, and I'm going to work that over the red, just to tone it down, make it deep pink. And bring that down and out and fade that pressure as we go, lighten that colour. And just fade that out into nothing. Same here. And there we go. So we need this middle. We'll give it a darker bottom edge, and a paler top edge. Right, very pale pink, 071. Pop that along the top edge of there, and then we'll lay this over the other colours, and again bring it out and fade it into nothing. I'm going to take it quite far out though, almost to the edge. There's a tiny layer of pink all over that petal. Very, very, very pale, but all the way to the edges. I would be inclined to do what we've done on the others and add my bit of dark back in from the end as well again. I'm just going to build a couple of layers up on this. Can't really decide if these are, if I'm keen on these on this paper. I'm kinda, it's harder work. I think I might have to say they're not my favourite. I think we might do this second half in another kind of pencil. No point continuing on with a pencil that we're not enjoying, is there? There's a paper for every pencil, but not every pencil works on every paper. Right, let's see now. I just want to get this blend a little bit smoother. It's looking kind of rather transition-y there. There we go. So that would be my pinkish blend. You can always, you know, continue to add some layers to that, and just smooth it out a little bit further just to improve that transition. Just a little. There we go. Okay, so I will zoom you guys, if I can work out how, back out, and that's where we got to. Never very far, but I showed you a bit of a lot of things, and enough to basically rinse and repeat and continue along that page. When we come back to part 2, we'll do her, we'll address these splashes, sort out our background, and I promise I will have decided what I'm going to do. Look at this, we've got a yarn of wool, a present, a fork, stacking dolls, a football, and a flag. Spoiler alert for you guys if you were actually working out where the hidden objects were. There's a button as well. So there's quite a few on this one. I don't think I'm the kind of person that can just colour like they're not there. Yeah, I don't think that's me. I think what we may end up doing, I have chrome pens, and I have that Deco gold pen that I used for this page here, which is a lovely pen. So depending on whether I end up wanting silver or gold, I think we're probably going to end up doing that. Anyway guys, thank you so much for joining the ramble. Hope this was easy enough to follow along with. I will essentially finish all the parts I've shown you, and then we can move on to part 2 and doing all the other bits. Thank you so much for watching guys, and I will see you in the next video.